What's up, gamers? Today I have a guide for you for Izanami, one of my favorite hunters right now in Smite 2. So let's talk about her. The first thing you want to know about Izanami is her basic attack. Her basic attacks are piercing projectiles. They deal physical damage to all enemies hit. The projectile returns to you after reaching its max range or hitting a wall, dealing physical damage to any enemies on its way back. Now, as you can see here on the notes, there's initial damage with 75% strength, 35% strength, 15% intelligence, and 7% intelligence. Those are the scaling because the first initial hit is always, which is the one going out, is always going to do more damage than the return hit. Now, if you're a good Izanami player, you'll learn how to master this, either getting somebody at the max range, or depending on how far you are, is aiming your attacks so that both the initial damage and the return damage both hit. As you increase the attack speed on Izanami, her projectile speed will also increase, so you'll notice this when you play her in a game. You definitely want to bring your attack speed as high as you can with Izanami. It's paramount to getting the most out of her kit. Let's go over her passive really quick. Death draws nigh. You gain physical pen and intelligence for each 1% of your max health taken as damage. Each stack fades 10 seconds after the damage was taken. Stacks cannot drop below the percentage of your current missing health. So, even though some of it will fade as you are below a certain threshold, you're still going to have those stacks on you. 0.4% per stack of physical pen, 0.5 per stack of intelligence per level is 0.05. The max stacks of 50. Sickle Storm is your 1v1 ability. You increase your attack speed for 6 seconds, but your basic attacks no longer pierce enemies or return to you. So now you lose that piercing effect, and you don't have to worry about the boomerang anymore. It now becomes just like any other basic attack, but it is improved in both damage and attack speed. You also do bonus damage to structures, which makes her a really strong lane pusher, and you apply a stacking bleed effect to enemies hit. Her second ability is Spectral Projection. So you send forth the spectral projection of yourself, dealing physical damage and slowing all enemies in a line. This is a good way to engage on your opponent early, get them slowed, get those hits from your piercing autos onto them, as well as any jungle creep or lane minions that are in the way. You can scale off of both intelligence or strength. With my builds on Izanami, I tend to go more strength, just to both benefit my Sickle Storm and my basic attacks along with that. The good thing about this, you can use a third ability called Fade Away, which is her leap, basically an underground leap, where you also increase your movement speed, and you are stealth while in this ability. You can fire a Spectral Projection without any penalty, so you won't lose your stealth when you fire it from stealth. The final ability is called Dark Portal. Summon Dark Portal, which deals instant physical damage and physical damage over time. Damaged enemies are also silenced and slowed. This is one of those ability nukes that you can use to either engage or help disengage your team from the enemy, or to go right into them. If you hit an entire team with this, as I have, I'll link one of my highlight videos to this. It's pretty powerful. Silencing everybody that you hit with this ability, and then using your piercing autos to just tear right through them. It's pretty devastating. But yeah, if you miss this, it's going to be rough, because it is one of her stronger abilities to really take her over the top from being just another hunter to being one of the best hunters in the game right now. So let's let you practice so you can see how all this goes. I'm going to do my own personal manual build. You can choose to copy this or not. There's other ways you can build her, obviously. You can do many different styles in Smite 2. There is no meta-ish build. There's just different ways to build each god. So I'm going to get my blink. What I like to do is grab Death's Toll. Even though this only affects the first minion hit with this, this will still give you that extra sustain early game. I'm going to get Bloodforge as well. In fact, might as well just set myself to 20. Go ahead and get our buddy Emir set to level 20. Give him those inventory. The thing I like to do is get Hasten Fatalis early. This is kind of a personal choice. It's not necessarily the best thing because you do lose out on a little bit of damage power, but I think with my skill I can usually make up for it in most games. Sometimes I don't in a bad game. So it's not a it's not a perfect build. You should always do it, but it's something that I like to do for my own personal preference. I'm gonna get Xe as well. I'm gonna get Kin's Blade for that piercing effect, giving you the 7.5% penetration per stack, and also getting your physical damage to equal to 4% of their max HP on Kins, plus the extra attack speed. As you can see, we have 4 items, all have attack speed. Bloodforge has attack speed. We have the extra survivability from the shield, and we're already at 1.99 attack speed. So as you can see, the autos now return a lot faster. To give you an idea of what it looked like before all that, I'm just going to quickly sell these. So sell. And you can see how much slower the autos are. So let's go ahead, buy these items again. I have a bad habit of hitting tab over and over. But now I'm going to add the last few items, which are Demon Blade, where when you critically strike an enemy, you get 15% attack speed for 4 seconds. The last thing I'm going to do is grab a crit item, Deathbringer. It has been buffed in this last patch, so it's definitely a pick for me. You can always drop, if you don't want Hasten Fatalis and you want more damage, I would drop Hasten Fatalis. And I would grab Musashi Dual Swords. That way when you critically strike, you gain 10% movement speed. So it's almost like you're getting Fatalis, but you're not getting that same movement speed debuff where you'll lose the penalty entirely once you hit somebody 3 times. So not exactly the same, but Musashi still gives the extra crit chance and strength that Hasten Fatalis doesn't have. And then let's go ahead and upgrade Death's Embrace, and now we have a really, really fun and scary character because 1.94 still with 3 crit items, attack speed increasing from Demon Blade, the extra lifesteal from Embrace and Bloodforge, and just the power is going to be insane. So let's just do the regular basics first. Pretty quick, pretty strong, and as you can see, when you hit somebody at the end of the boomerang, it applies a lot faster. If we're up close, you'll notice you kind of have to aim to make sure that it comes back. But since they're returning very fast, it gets easier to do. It's a lot harder in the beginning of the game when your attack speed is a lot slower. Now let's go Sickle Storm. 2.55, pretty fast. That's what the increases from both Demon Blade to get the attack speed up as you hit crits. The other thing I like to do is go really high attack speed if I want to do more like a push kind of build. So instead I will go ahead and get Dagger of Frenzy here. I'll also have Hastened, and I'll swap out Demon, and I'll go ahead and get, where is it? Titan's Bane for the tower push. As you can see, we popped our Sickle Storm and our Dagger at the same time. 2.87. Quite a bit of attack speed. Let's use our 3 to fade away now. As you can see, we're still in stealth, and we can fire our 2 as well, and we don't break stealth. To show you what kind of tower push she has, I'm going to use the Piercing Autos to clear the minions. I'm going to pop Sickle Storm and watch the damage go. Pretty fast, pretty nice. Let's show a couple more of her abilities. Let's go ahead and go over her ultimate. So I'm going to reduce the cooldowns really quick. Let's fire our ultimate on Ymir. Just a reminder, Dark Portal, summon Dark Portal that does instant damage and applies a bleed as well. Enemies are also silenced and slowed if you hit with this. Quite a bit of tick damage there, not a ton, but you still have that initial burst. This is an Ymir with items on, so as you can see, he mitigates quite a bit. But you're still hitting for 453, 555, 56 in total after the ticks. It's a good way to initiate. So, if we do this again now, where I'm going to hit him with our ultimate and then burst him down, you can get him almost all the way to 0 before the silence runs out. Let's see if I can perfect it even without my dagger. Still about 20% left. And this is what the power shred build. Let's now go and swap this out and try with the crit build. You can even swap for death metal if you want to do it without without dagger frenzy, and just alternate that in. So let's heal our old buddy up. Fire again. Attack speed is slower. I saw the meter go all the way to the end before I got that final hit on him. So you could add some other damage in there as well to get that full hit. But you're still doing a ton with Izanami. Let's go ahead and get 4 crit items just to see how it'll go. If I will fire both Death Metal and Sickle Storm at the same time. So let's get this ultimate going. Alright, still didn't beat it, but you're still outputting a ton of damage on Oldemir here. But yeah, that's how you play Izanami. Again, just a quick look again. Boom. That teleport is pretty far. That little underground leap, I should say. And then also, we'll do another view of the damage. Obviously, the pen is a lot better to tech through this, but also you should know, you can stand and even angle to hit both the enemy minions and the tower at the same time. Alright, that's how to play Izanami. Hope you guys learned a lot and enjoy Smite too.